Howdy Google Ads fans, and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to talk about the semi-autonomous bidding strategy, which is the only semi-autonomous bidding strategy called enhanced CPC, or this would also be the same as selecting manual CPC and selecting to add enhanced CPC to that strategy. They're both the same thing. The objective here is to retain a lot of control over your keyword level bids, how much you're willing to pay for every specific keyword in your account. But you also want to give a little bit of a flexibility to Google to go around 20 to 30% above that max CPC if Google thinks it will lead to a conversion, or if it's more likely to lead to a conversion. So it maintains that tight control. It also puts some trusts in Google algorithms to optimize your bid, your maximum CPC bid, for more conversions. How it actually works, again, pretty straightforward using Google's computer system. Google will automatically raise your bids as much as 30% or decrease your bid as much as 100% based on how likely they think the click is to lead to a conversion. And our background and my experience has shown that giving Google this level of autonomy actually could be very helpful, because Google knows a lot. They have a lot more data points than we do. And they're able to crunch that data much, much better than we are. And they have a pretty good ability to predict if a certain click from a certain person is more or less likely to lead to a conversion. So it's sort of saying, I have my keywords, I have my understanding of what a keyword should cost, I have my historic data, but I know that Google has a little bit more personalized information on each person. So enhanced CPC does sometimes work to maintain or increase conversion volume while decreasing cost per conversion. Like I said, we have seen that happen. You still set your max cost per click bid at the keyword, ad group, or campaign level. So you still have that complete level of control. Enhanced CPC starts off with modifying 50% of your traffic, adjusting based on performance. So it's tempered. Google won't do this 30% increase or up to 100% decrease on every single keyword. It starts off with 50% of the traffic. Well, yes, they'll do it on every keyword, but they won't do it with every impression. They won't do it with every potential click. They'll start off with 50%, and then they'll sort of figure out how much their enhanced CPC strategies should kick in based on performance. So it's a pretty good, pretty interesting system. So there are a lot of scenarios why this might work. In fact, most scenarios that I could think of, this could be something worth testing. But say your company has strict guidelines on budget and you want as much control over how much you pay for any given keyword, that would be a great reason to use manual CPC bidding, because every keyword does represent a different type of buyer. We know that. We spoke about commercial intent. We spoke about what's expressed through search terms, but you're also tracking conversions and feel that your bids can be more optimized than they currently are. In that scenario, enhanced CPC is a good place to start experimenting with automation. It's right, and that's another good thing to point out. Getting started with automation could be a little scary. It could be daunting. Like, you're losing control of how much you're paying per click. And yeah, that's true, but automation could be very good. And of course, we don't care about control. We don't care about our ego. We don't care about our pride. What do we care about? Profit. We care about making money. So enhanced CPC is a really great place to start experimenting with some of these different automated strategies and to see how Google changes our bids and what our results actually are. And of course, we have to make sure we're tracking conversions, we're tracking conversion value, so we could assess if this is actually making sense. If you want to test this in a more isolated environment, I would suggest having two campaigns that are mirror images of each other, and for 4 to 6 weeks have one campaign set to just manual CPC and one campaign set to enhanced CPC. And you could even use an AdWords campaign experiment, which I'll teach you how to use, campaign experiments, draft experiments, to run this against each other, and you could really see side by side which campaign is producing results. Do I get better results on enhanced CPC? Do I get better results on standard CPC? And that's a really interesting test. And when we'll talk about campaign experiments and testing as we go along. But that's a really good place to start. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next lecture where we talk about manual CPC bidding, which will be very quick because it's essentially the same thing as enhanced CPC bidding, just without the enhanced CPC bidding turned on. And we'll wrap up our discussion about these bidding strategies, and we'll go back in and continue with our campaign settings, setting up our very first campaign. I look forward to seeing you guys very soon in the next lecture. Cheers for now.